reviewed their county policies, found some discrepancies there, and not a huge area, but there are some problems with some of their policies. And for example, a policy on substance abuse was not available. Looking at the area of leadership, we felt was a critical area. We felt that this was based on interviews and looking at board minutes, that the members were in discord, the county board operations were dysfunctional, and meetings were largely unproductive and resulted in the board being incapable in some cases of following code. And the board was not familiar with their 5-year plan. There was not any evidence that it had even been presented to the board, or at least we couldn't find that. The LSIC meetings between the board and those folk was not documented and did not include some of the requirements of statute. We also found that board members' ethics commission advises board members to recuse themselves from the room during voting on personnel actions of family members, and that was not done on more than one occasion. Relative to the conduct of their meetings, there appeared to be a lot of confusion in a lot of the meetings. No time limit had been set in policy regarding delegations. Meeting attendees were able to speak during board meetings and engage exchanges with board members, and other things that are not good leadership qualities of board members, such as informally asking staff to resolve stated issues, and encouraging teachers and parents to repeatedly attend and speak on certain issues at the board. And we found at least one case where we thought some disrespect was shown to some CFP committee members, and their membership declined after that. But again, the CEFP had not been completed. Several of their meetings had recurring agenda items from meeting to meeting, and seemed that they struggled to reach agreement on resolving a lot of minor issues, it would appear. Looking at facilities, the facility utilization is below where it should be in most cases. The team noted that services in personnel, curriculum, and instruction and maintenance were severely lacking at the county office level. We've been to Gilmer before and cited that as an area of concern. The county only has 943 students. We probably overstated the quick loss of students in there. We'd looked at a document we couldn't read very well to come up with, but they are down less than 1,000 students, and I can remember when Gilmer had 2,000 students when I was in a neighboring county. But looking at it overall, the facility and staffing patterns have not confronted the realities of their small enrollment. They have 5 schools. They have almost half of their students in one school, so that doesn't leave very many more for 4 facilities to have in those areas. We cited earlier the technology infrastructure. We've talked a little bit about board following decisions relative to personnel. 3 of the school facilities are sorely lacking. No approved comprehensive education facilities plan. It appeared that the board is trying to micromanage, essentially replacing their recommendations and judgments for that of the superintendent and the principals and others interviewing staff, leading to a flawed hiring, transferring, and reduction in force system. 16 licensure and authorization issues, other irregularities, personnel evaluations, an incomplete mentoring program for new employees, inadequate phys ed programs, incomplete policies, and a preference for local individuals that sometimes led to illegal hiring. The recommendation is that because of the lack of leadership and the inability to resolve facility issues coupled with other issues in personnel, technology, finance, that the Gilmer County system be placed on non-approval status, that a state of emergency be declared, and that intervention occur in the operation of the school system in order to cause improvements to be made to deliver a constitutionally required thorough and efficient system of schools. If we felt that they could improve quickly, but the board leadership, in our opinion, did not meet the test of being willing and able and ready to address issues that have been languishing, for example, their facilities plan. And I know that they're trying to bring closure on that, but they haven't done so yet. But it's recommended that that intervention occur in finance, facilities, personnel, instructional programs, and policy development. Be happy to answer any questions.
Before we go to the questions and conversation, I don't know what's happening here, but that's I'll just speak loudly. I'm going to ask the superintendent if he would speak to us, and then we'll go to questions or comments. So if the superintendent, this is generally the way we proceed on any conversations that we have with our county school systems.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to be here today. I'd like to thank Dr. Davis and Dr. Seal for coming to our county and trying to help us improve. All of us, I think, would like to strive to improve at all times. I was a little perplexed when the OEPA team arrived because we had no notice. They showed up unannounced, and I think as you read through the document, I don't think it would have made any difference whether we had 5-day notice or not. So I was just wondering why we didn't. An exit interview was conducted not when they exited, but 27 days later from the time it was held. As you heard Dr. Seal state, I'm just going to try and hit some highlights that in the paper that I prepared with suggestions. Well, it may not match Dr. Seal's, I don't know. He may have had a more condensed version. There has been some issues with technology inter-county, and there has been some, I guess, as Dr. Seal said, mistrust between the State Department, RESA, and inter-county. And I cite an example where if the board would have followed my recommendation and the recommendation of the State Department of Education and Technology Department, we probably would have lost $150,000 or more in a contract. Some of the things that were cited, even though we were slow to get with RESA, and I felt like the first year I was trying to negotiate between the state board, RESA, Dr. Payne, and my board, and but we are on board now with RESA technician. I'm not going to really say too much about a lot of the stuff other than it's in the report, and some of the things I just kind of cleared up last night probably doesn't make a lot of difference, but some might. And on the contract, I think we were talking about one of our vendors. He felt he was entitled to the contract. In the original contract, it said it rolled over from year to year unless they were told in advance. And when I came in, basically at the beginning, the State Department came in and closed down, or the Technology Department, I guess, our computers at the high school. And so